In today's Saturday History video, I'd like to continue to explore past examples of foreign meddling in American elections. Last week we talked about the first, which was in 1796, when Citizen Genet from the French Revolutionary government tried to influence the election in the United States. But this example is several centuries later, in 1940. As World War II started, Britain was increasingly alone in the face of German aggression and Nazi aggression. And after France fell in May and June of 1940, Britain was really freaked and needed the United States to enter the war, or at the very least supply them with war materials so that they could effectively fight against the Germans. Roosevelt decided to run for a third term in the United States, and there was concern that he might be defeated by the isolationists in the Republican Party. The likely Republican nominee was either Tom Dewey, the district attorney in New York, or Arthur Vandenberg, the senator who was the chairman of the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee, both of whom were isolationists, both of whom were opposed to getting involved in World War II or helping the British in any significant way. So the British went to work. They opened an office in New York designed to try to promote a candidate who could oppose Vandenberg and take the Republican nomination. And they settled on a Midwestern Indiana utility executive named Wendell Willkie. And they set up Willkie clubs all throughout the United States and primed the Herald Tribune, the leading Republican newspaper in the United States, kind of what the New York Times now is for the Democratic Party. The Tribune back then was for the Republican Party. Its publisher, Ogden Reed, was really the leader of the international wing and the eastern wing of the Republican Party. They plucked Dewey from obscurity. He'd never held public office. He'd never run for public office before, and started a boomlet for his candidacy, funded, strategized, and controlled by Britain, by the British government. There's never been a more overt meddling in an American election. Willkie, as demonstrators chanted, "We want Willkie," at the Republican convention, swept through to the Republican convention, winning a number of primaries on the way, and ultimately got the Republican nomination and ran against FDR for the third term. That contest, because of the British meddling, assured that there would be no isolationist view in the election campaign. And while tens of millions of Americans opposed Roosevelt because of what they thought was his interventionist policy, and turned out to be, there was no expression for that because the British government had hijacked the Republican Party. Willkie lost, Roosevelt won, moved us toward World War II involvement, and then used Willkie as a diplomat from the American government touring the world to help American foreign policy. Thanks for watching.